I'm Riley.
My name is Lukas.
And I'm Katelyn.
Welcome to our video about diversity and inclusion.
2020 was definitely a tough year, but along with the hardships we went through, there were good takeaways too.
And it's very important to have a strong community in times like these.
One thing that affected me greatly was the racial injustice in our world this year. People have been abusing and bullying Black and Asian citizens for a while, but has increased in the last year due to COVID-19. As an Asian, this makes me scared, and I am shocked at why people would do that. People are all the same. We shouldn't treat people differently for how they look.
I agree. 2020 taught me to be inclusive and meet many new people. With all of the hate crime, it's crucial to have a strong community. Getting out of our comfort zones and including and being kind to everyone will help with that. This has certainly changed me for the future, and I will always remember to be inclusive.
I have a really strong connection with the attacks on Asian people. It has been really nerve-wracking for me at times. I was waiting in LA to eat at a restaurant when a pickup truck drove by and threw a water bottle at our family. This was so scary for me. There have been a lot of racist attacks going on during 2020 to 2021 present.
These attacks have led to major injuries and even death, and have sent shockwaves throughout the country. George Floyd was a Black American man who was murdered by the police in Minneapolis. One of the policemen, named Derek Chauvin, knelt on George Floyd's neck and back for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, causing his death. There were 3 other police officers on the scene who watched it happen and didn't do anything to intervene. When I first heard about these crimes, I was shocked. I didn't think that someone would actually hate another person for how they look. I was even more shocked when people started accusing Asian people of starting COVID, even though they stayed in the States and they were never in China. People just accuse them of starting something they have no control over.
Fortunately, there are ways to stop these crimes and prevent people from getting hurt. Katelyn and Neha are going to tell you all about it.
So now that we've shared about the recent racism and hate crimes that have been happening in the past year, let's shed light on the more positive side. What are people doing to stop racist attacks, and how can you help?
Well, there are many things people have been doing to fight racism and advocate for equality and inclusion. Organizations such as Stop AAPI Hate, Hate is a Virus, and Black Lives Matter have been formed to fight racism and bring awareness, as well as advocating for inclusion.
And you can also support local small businesses and restaurants owned by people of many different ethnicities. They've probably been hit very hard due to the pandemic. And there are actually many of these businesses and restaurants locally in Arcadia that are in need of our support.
What about educating yourself on different cultures, artists, and talents of various ethnic backgrounds?
Speaking of which, did you know that an Asian female barrier-breaking physicist named Chen-Sheng Wu, who disproved one of the widely accepted laws of physics, didn't receive her deserved recognition until many years after her accomplishments, and a lot of this was actually because of her race and her gender. But fortunately, she was finally put on a postal stamp in February of this year.
You can also use your social media platform to educate and inspire. It helps to speak up against racism. You can do it with your family and friends. You can make a bigger difference than you think simply by speaking up.
Yeah, and it's okay to feel uncomfortable as we talk about these difficult subjects. Challenge yourself to go outside of your comfort zone because this can help you expand it. In addition, you can diversify your friend group and befriend new people. Make sure to be open-minded and inclusive. A simple hello can brighten someone's day.
As you can see, there are many ways you can fight racism. If we all work together, we can make an impact. Speak up and don't be afraid to be the domino. That's how change happens.
Absolutely. Show compassion and be kind. Kindness goes a long way.
In English, when it comes to literature and the authors that we teach and learn about, and also the characters in the stories that we read, I think should highlight all the different types of people that are here in this country. If it is a story about a Black person, or if it's a story about an Indigenous person or a Chinese person, then it shouldn't just be stories that focus on their trauma. I think it's important to incorporate joyful stories and rich narrative stories about people of all different kinds of backgrounds. Diversity and inclusion means literally a whole new narrative that needs to include everyone.
In conclusion, the racist attacks are a big problem, and we need to work together to solve it. To me, diversity means that people of many different ethnicities, backgrounds, personalities, and abilities are represented. Our community is diverse, and it is our responsibility to embrace its diversity by making sure we are inclusive. This would require efforts from all of the members of a school community, including district administrators, principals, teachers, and students.
Thank you for watching.
We hope you learned something while watching this video. Thanks again for watching.